is just fantastic. Captain's log, subdate 211014.8. Do you people think I'm being mean to crewman Bork? I mean, I know he's lost his testes, his lobes, and been used as a power conduit for a considerable amount of time, neuralized on multiple occasions, but I really believe this tough love will make him one of the best captains subfleets never have. Welcome everyone to the exhibition of stupid people. Today we're going to start with Sharon Burns. Who is Sharon Burns? Sharon Burns is the principal of Eden High School in Ontario, Canada. Sharon Burns has a love for a few things in her life, more notably ska and metal. We know this from her Twitter and Instagram accounts. When it comes to metal, her favourite band of all time is Iron Maiden. If you want to know what anyone really thinks about Iron Maiden now, go watch Razor Fist's review of Senjutsu. It pretty much sums up what I thought, just said in a more eloquent manner. I mentioned that she uses Instagram and Twitter, and it is here we go next, because on her Instagram account she posted a self-drawn sign with the numbers 666 on. You know, the number of the beast. 666. I'm not finishing that lyric, they'll probably claim the video. Because of this, some people aren't best impressed by it. They believe she sets a bad example for children, because while she loves Iron Maiden, she's openly displaying her own handmade sign with, well, the devil, the Antichrist, evil, on it, which has led to a petition, a Change.org petition titled, Eden High School Principal Sharon Burns needs to be transferred immediately, where they claim no one cares about Sharon Burns' love for Iron Maiden, but it is because of her displaying 666, which parents are concerned about. Accompanying it is the image of a model of Eddie with his name, a heart, with 666 on it, with them also claiming at no point has it ever been about Iron Maiden. It's just 3 numbers, which as a satanic symbol is very, very offensive to people. And because she's decided to show this on a professional page, not a private account, she needs to be taught a valuable lesson about equity and inclusion. So mocking and isolating large segments of the community she works in is clearly not upholding these values. Fun fact, there is a counter petition to this, with more than 10,000 signatures. You may have noticed on the other one, the one to get rid of her, it has just over 400. I see that petition's doing bits right now. I don't think I need to explain why you're all idiots. Not you the viewers, the people who signed that petition to get rid of the teacher, but also the person that created it. So we're going to move on to Scotland, who've been invaded by the Vikings, which might be a slight over-exaggeration for what has actually happened. So a Viking longboat that was being transported in celebration of a arrival of the Galloway treasure hoard at the town's galleries in Kirkcudbright. If I've mispronounced that, I don't care. Was sent on a rather stupid route. It's a longboat. It has a sail, a mast, you know, that pokey little stick, the twig in the middle, it goes up with the sail on it. And because somebody didn't plan the route properly, it caused a power outage. You can all thank Maritime Officer Greg Collier Jones, who, being the genius that he is, didn't think to plan the route and just thought, oh, you know, from here it looks like it'll be fine. You're a moron. This one's slightly shorter, but it's okay. The next one's going to really annoy some people. If anyone was on this channel, or a part of the anti-SJWs, the skeptic trademarks, any of that sort of area back in 2015, you'll remember the arguments from the bedroom feminists of the pay gap. This argument has been politicized heavily over years. It has caused a number of debates and discussions. Companies have been taken to court over what they deem to be unequal pay, causing companies like, is it Asda, to potentially lose billions over the definition of whether or not a warehouse worker should earn more than someone on a shop floor, doing what has been deemed the same job. It's not, but you know what? Let's indulge it for a moment. Well, equal pay has actually been trending on Twitter, and the reason why is because the Institute for Fiscal Studies has conducted a survey, a study if you will. It's in their name after all. And within it they noticed something rather interesting. One that might annoy some people, but it is a returning regurgitated point from back then that everyone ignored, which really irritated me. You see, back then a lot of us said the reason the gap exists is because of personal choice. A lot of women are not choosing more monetarily challenging or monetarily beneficial jobs in favour of an easier life, or a life that better works around, for example, ill health or raising children. It is not uncommon, of course, for men to do the same. It's just that it was obvious at the time men were choosing jobs where the pay was higher because they were more demanding, stressful occupations. It's why lots of guys don't have hair, okay? So you bring this point now to current year, and the Institute for Fiscal Studies found out something quite interesting. And it was that, yes, there is a pay gap, and it appears quite soon for those who go to university after graduation, with there being a difference of 25% evident by the age of 30, with women earning less than men in their 20s because they are choosing the wrong subjects to study at university. So for example, when it comes to economics, women make up a third of graduates from that subject, but 2/3 of graduates in creative arts, which is one of the subjects that generally have the lowest returns. The reason this even got attention is because there was a deadline for Tuesday for big companies to report their gender pay gap, with many companies expected to cite childcare responsibilities as one of the main reasons why women earn less than their male peers. And the reason they mention childcare is because the gap between men and women's earnings does increase after women have their first child, and women are more likely to choose a job closer to home or opt for a part-time role. But at the same time, the Institute for Fiscal Studies research shows that even before women have had a child, they are already paid less than men with similar qualifications, and they managed to trace this back to university degree choices, pointing out that women are more likely to graduate from university with a first-class or upper second-class degree than men, but at age 25, women earn on average 5% less than men, and by age 30, before most graduates have started having children, the gender pay gap increases to 25%, with the researchers saying the financial return to getting a degree, how much more a graduate earns compared to an otherwise similar non-graduate, varies enormously across subjects. A senior research economist at the Institute for Fiscal Studies and an author of the research paper called Xiaowei Zhu said women disproportionately choose to study subjects that yield low financial returns. Of course, money isn't and shouldn't be the only factor when it comes to choosing what to study, but more needs to be done to inform young people about the financial consequences of degree choices, and to overcome gender stereotypes so that women are not locked out of a high-paying career by choices at a young age. I can see this article and that study pissing off a lot of people. So let's move on to blackfishing. If you know anything about British reality television like The X Factor, or you pay attention to British pop music, you may have heard of a girl band called Little Mix. There were 4 members, now there are 3. One left because of the stresses of being involved, which, I'll be honest, smelled like bullcrap to me, but only because of what happened next, because she's now pushed in a completely different direction in a solo career. Her name is Jessie Nelson, and she has, because of the first solo single she's released, been accused because of the video of blackfishing. Blackfishing is where a white person tries to pass off as something they're not. Essentially, I've watered that down, okay? Jessie herself has addressed this by pointing out that she is aware that she's a white British woman, which I didn't realise, to be honest. She also said, but I mean, like, I love black culture, I love black music, that's all I know, it's what I grew up on. Little Mix originally did R&B-ish music, so I understood why when people were accusing her of blackfishing, they may have missed the point that she was going back to roots that she felt more comfortable with instead of the pop they were regurgitating as the albums went by. But the real fun and amusing part about all of this is while others are going in on her for blackfishing, she has an ally in the form of the Uber-based Nicki Minaj, saying, as soon as people can't get a bag with you, they seem to want to stop your bag. If I was rocking with you for 10 years, and there was something so horrible about you, and then as soon as we part ways I was texting about you, immediately that person has to wear a big red clown nose and clown boots. When people part ways, go about your effing business. Whether you brought it up behind closed doors, whatever, you are an effing clown. Which many have realised was a direct reference to Jessie Nelson leaving Little Mix. Then saying in defence of Jessie against the claims of blackfishing, it's a lot of women out here in the United States that tan, get bigger lips, get all that types of crap done to themselves. I wear blonde straight hair down to my feet, contacts, whatever, as long as you're not hurting nobody, or speaking negatively about someone's race, you should be able to wear whatever you want. Further telling the critics, you will not go any effing where because your heart ain't right. Boom! She then continued on talking about women in music and the hate women receive, and there is some validity to it. By the way, the reason Nicki Minaj defended Jessie is because she features in Jessie's first solo song. They're friends. So of course she's going to stand up for her and dump on the ex-bandmate friend people for whatever reason she wants, really. It's Nicki Minaj. She can do whatever she likes, really. Now, as we're done, I'd like to know what you all think. Please do let me know in the comments down below. Drive up the engagement, smash the like, share the video, blah blah blah. Give me your money. I also have some new merch, limited run on Teespring if you want to support this channel. It is linked in the pinned comment. I'll be on Twitch tonight. If I don't see you there, have a great day and thank you all very much for listening.